Hey everybody, welcome back to Junk Bucket Garage. Today we're going to do a quick brake adjustment video on the GTO. I don't know what to do with my hands, so I hope you enjoy it. But Dad,
You be good.
Hey everybody, show me your hat.
Turn.
Future Junk Bucketers. All right.
I told Alvin Gibson about it. He wanted to look at it, but I don't think he.
Okay.
Put your hat on.
Picture.
All right,
Turn
guys.
around and smile.
Turn around and take a look at the camera,
Turn
boy.
around and smile. Turn.
Show me the junk buckets.
Yeah, I thought you were just taking a picture.
Yeah, that looks like me when I was a kid. Pick new. All right, don't abuse your child. All right, we got the hydraulic brakes all set up. They're on the car. I don't know why I'm telling you this. You already know. I'm having trouble with as soon as you touch the pedal, all of the things happen at once. It's too much. So I took a look, and that rod that goes down and touches, connects the brake pedal to the master cylinder. It was tight. It was tight up against that. And I think what happens, and I say think because I don't know, is this is no longer a vacuum air cushion, like my dad was saying. It's a hydraulic mechanism, and you can't compress a fluid. So there's no give. If everything isn't set up just right, it's going to be too much. Well, I shortened that rod that connects the brake pedal to the booster, and I'm still having that you just lay your foot on it and everything happens all at once. So what I'm thinking is, even though I measured that rod on this master cylinder or this booster and compared it to the rod on the vacuum booster, and they were the same, I think having no air cushion play there is causing it to just be too tight up against this master cylinder. And seeing how this is aftermarket for disc front and rear, it's not the exact setup for the car. And I think I don't think, what they did is in between the booster and the master cylinder, they added a little rod so that it would reach. And I'm just gonna pull that little rod out, and I'm gonna use my magic karate chops and shorten it a little bit and try to give a little clearance in between there, and hopefully it won't be holding any pressure on this, and it'll have a better feel on the brake pedal. On the plus side, I'm not fighting a no brakes situation, so I'm really just trying to fine tune the brakes. They work amazing. So it's not like I'm trying to make them work. Everything's working good. And here we go. Wrong wrench. On the plus side, I found out when I was installing this that I don't need to disconnect any brake lines. I could just pull real hard on that, and it gives me enough room to get it off. We were supposed to be hot rodders together, and then you moved way far away.
I know. Just because you had an excuse to take off on vacation.
I literally went and grabbed the same wrench I was just using while I was talking. I'm gonna drive it everywhere. Oh my goodness, those are metric. There's metric stuff on my hot rod, Dad.
Oh.
I don't like it.
Well, you're gonna have to put some Asian stenciling everywhere.
Yeah, I think you're right.
You don't want the hat no more?
What's between a 9/16 and a 5/8? A 15?
15, 14, I think.
15 is a little loose. Grab me a 14, Troy.
14 is usually almost the same as a 9/16.
9/16, yeah. This is the redneck conversion system, metric to standard. Nope, it's 15. It's really loose on there though, that's weird.
That's at 11/16.
Well, if 5/8 is too big,
That's what I said.
I don't think
Should be a little
11/16 will
over
fix the problem.
9/16.
It's an 11/16 if you put a penny in there.
Yeah.
And take up the room.
Spacer. guess at one time the English had their own size of bolts for certain things. That'd really been fun, huh?
So they still do stuff like that. You know that the LS motors, the flywheel bolts on the end of the crankshaft are their own size and thread pitch. They're a special bolt.
Just wait and sell more tools.
So once I get this off, Dad, I think I'm going to use the scientific method of grinding a little off and then checking it, and then grinding
Got
a
the
little,
head adjustments in there
and then
too.
grinding a little more off and checking it. It's just a floating pin that they put in there to take up the room between the booster and the master cylinder.
I thought it was, when I seen it, I thought it was an adjustable one, I thought.
I don't think so. That'd be cool if it was. But when have we ever got that lucky? Don't do that.
You guys want to see some goat?
Try to pet the doggies.
Uh-oh. We got a dog catcher here. Hope you don't get dizzy. There's a dog catcher.
He loves dogs.
He loves the
Even
doggies.
if they don't like him, he loves them.
Oh, dogs love him.
Oh,
He
okay.
don't-
He's even had
As
dogs
long
with
as he don't
snaps
try
on
to
him.
put his fingers somewhere they don't belong.
Oh, yeah, even if he's had him snapped on him, he'll still try and get him.
All right, let's see. Ready? 1, 2. Oh, I didn't do it.
No, we're not going to. It's okay.
Here's that pin.
Oh, that's not what I was.
It's a solid pin. So I think what I'm gonna do is just shorten that a little bit. I'll probably just mark it with my scribe and then chuck it up in a drill where I can spin it and then spin it against a grinder. Because I'm pretty sure it still needs to have that dome shape on the top. Yeah, this is just a slug that they put in there to take up the space to make this stuff all work together. And this was also in there with the that booster, the vacuum booster, which is original equipment to the car. The only thing that was different is the master cylinder. If you're ever in a situation where you put disc brakes on the front of your old hot rod, you have to change the master cylinder, because in order for drum brakes to work, the master cylinder has to hold a little bit of residual pressure to keep that slave cylinder pressed out a little bit so that when you hit your brakes work. On disc brakes, there is no residual pressure. It only applies pressure when you put your foot on the brake. So the valving inside these is different for disc to drum brakes. If you ever put disc brakes on the front of your car and don't change these, and you notice your brakes are dragging or they're super sensitive when you touch the pedal, that's because the master cylinder is holding residual pressure on your disc brakes, and they don't work that way. That's reasonable. As long as that's red. Well, now you lost them both.
It's in between, right there. Okay, we're back to you.
Back to it. So we've been doing all the mathematicals and trying to configure and find out how we can tell if that pin's too long. And we just kind of been coming up with that we're dumbass hillbillies and we can't do math. So I started thinking maybe there was too much pressure and there was somehow a way to adjust that. And when I called the tech line of the people I ordered it from, he said, just put a couple of washers in between the master cylinder and the booster and then see how the brake pedal feels. And if it feels right, take that much off of that pin. It's genius. And I never would have thought of that. There's always a solution. Did I have the wrench up here? Or did I? What did I do? I lost the 15. What did I do with it? I got it.
This is the way we tighten our nuts. Tighten our nuts.
This one way. You always want to put your arm through this hinge in case the hood shuts down on you. I'm gonna make sure that you just get it over with.
Make sure the hood don't shut.
Yeah, don't want to damage the car, right? I'm sure glad I thought of this washer idea, Dad.
Yeah. So simple, it takes a genius.
Yeah. So simple. What is it you just said? I wasn't dumb enough to figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man, my fancy breather got dirty.
Oh no.
Oh no. Well, let's see what that does, huh?
Go and push your foot.
Let's see how the brakes feel now.
Okay, I'm gonna stop you.
Right. Contact.
How come that
Way better.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you push the brake now, you can actually feel a little pressure, and then you push harder and there's more pressure instead of just touching it and it stops all at once. I actually think we can add another washer and then try that. Chicken!
It made a difference, but you're definitely gonna need to take some more space out of it.
Take some more space out of that. Add another washer and see how it feels.
Yeah.
Okay. So, well, you know, I mean, you see what I was saying though before, you just touch the pedal and everything happened. Now there's actually a little bit of
Yeah, you can feel some
wiggle
cushion.
room. It feels like normal, good power brakes now. Just still a little too touchy. So one more washer.
We're back. I got it.
I didn't trip, you tripped. Okay. So we added some more shims in there. I went a step further than washers and I found some fender shims so I didn't have to take it all the way off. I think we got almost a 1/4 inch of gap in there, and these brakes are just right. I mean, they feel great. The perfect amount of stopping, the perfect amount of pedal feel. Now that we know that gap is causing the brakes to be right, what we're gonna do is pull all of those shims out, measure them, take that amount of material off of that floating pin in the middle, bolt everything back together, and we should be just right. Do it. I need this. All right, Dad. That should be good. They don't need to see me take this off 15 times.
Well, that's what they're supposed to do.
All right, so now we know how much material we need to take off of this pin that floats between the booster and the master cylinder. And what we ended up with, if you could see, is this exact measurement of 1 washer and 3 of these things. It's very precise. That gives that pedal just the right feel. And this is how I'm gonna attempt to do it. If you're gonna grind down this pin, usually it's gonna have a cup on one side, and then it's gonna have a dome or a point on one side. If you cut the back of this cup down, you're not actually changing anything. So, because that rod is inside the cup, you'd have to actually drill the inside of the cup out to make any difference. When you cut this side down, you're gonna make the difference that you need in the overall length of this pin, but you have to maintain that cone shape. And that can be kind of difficult. I'll show you what I'm gonna do to do that. First, we're gonna get our measurement transferred so that I know how much I need to take off. And if you're gonna be grinding on that, if you mark it with a pen or a pencil or anything like that, that grinding is gonna create heat and almost immediately take your marks away, and then you're not gonna know. You really need a scribe, something sharp that you can scratch the metal with so heat can't take your marks away. So I'm gonna start with my calipers. You don't need them, but they help. There's the measurement of what I need to take off of that pin. And then I'm going to use the sharp edge of these teeth to just scratch a line on there from the bottom of that dome and just give myself a mark. Okay, and I can see a scribe scratch on that, if you can see it. I don't know if you can. Okay. Now I want to make that into a complete circle so that when I'm grinding this, I can always see that mark. And what I'm going to do there is take an actual scribe. I'm just going to hold it on that mark and then roll this pin in so that it scratches a mark. I got a little bit off, but that's okay.
Oh, it used to be an off.
Yeah, I mean, I'm crooked. My eyes aren't straight anyway, so.
Cockeyed.
And now I've got a good scratched line all the way around there. And that's how much, it's quite a bit of material that I need to remove off of this while maintaining that dome. And just for my own sanity, I'm gonna double check here.
Yeah, it looks like it's more in it.
And if you look at from that edge down to my scribed line, that's almost exactly the amount of material we need to take off.
Yeah, leave the line.
I'll leave the line for sure. Okay. And let me just say that idea of measuring this by putting shims in there worked great, because there's no way I would have just went crazy and took that much material off of this pin. I would have stopped taking material off. I would have got scared and tried doing something different, and I never would have found the problem. So tech support for Performance Online, you helped me out, guys. That was genius. All right. Now, how are we going to grind this while maintaining that dome shape? I don't have fancy machines and a Bridgeport and a watch-a-majig, so I'm gonna chuck this up in a drill, fire up my grinder, find the right angle, and just spin the drill on the grinder until I cut down just to where I'm leaving that line while maintaining that dome. We'll show you how that works. You know, good.
Yeah. Is outside machine shop.
That's yes. No, don't like that. So, this is how you burn California down. We don't need any more fires. And oh my God, go on. I'm right-handed.
I'm backing up in the shade on it.
Still not working. Shade? What is shade?
You see a little dry grass here, but actually it's bare ground all the way around it. So if it did anything, it'd just be do a little weed eliminating where we're standing.
I'm gonna spray it with water too before I start grinding. Because safety third.
Fire second.
Safety fire. All right, I got my drill. I'm gonna check. Uh-oh. Don't fit in the drill. Gosh darn it. That's more than ½ inch.
You don't have a bigger one? That's not a ½ inch drill.
This is ½ inch chuck, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
It's not all the way open?
Oh, no, I got it. Nope.
Yeah. Just gotta figure out how to operate the tool.
No, I sure don't got it. Sure don't. One more.
What's your DeWalt? It's pretty bigger.
No.
You might have one of those metric ½ inches.
It's so close. Oh, there it went. It went in.
We got her. I figured her
I
out.
just had a little burr on one of those teeth is all.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna put that on all the speed. All right, that's gonna be my mill.
Get back from the water hose.
Hi-ya! Actually, most of this stuff
It's just
could do with
cut.
a little fire to get rid of it.
That's what I was saying. I do a little fine weeding for you, because it's dirt everywhere else.
You saying I got too much dirt?
Yeah, plenty of dirt.
Plenty of dirt. Just the right amount of dirt.
Dirty person.
Okay. Glasses and earpluggers. That's about the angle. All right. It's gonna be hot. I'm not gonna touch it.
it can be. You don't want to touch it.
See, you can barely see the scribe line there. I held the angle the same, so the dome stayed the same shape. And all the materials removed. Factory.
Cool.
Ready to go. Ow, back in the car. Hey, lick this for me. Would you?
Made by Auto. Yeah, made by Autos. Import. Import,
Junk Bucket
export.
Garage. That's right. Emporium. Wonder Emporium. Oh, you know what works better than these? These.
Yeah, because it's going to be toasty.
I'm gonna cool that down.
There you are. Yeah.
Yeah, that had all the warmth. Beautiful. Easy as pie. Like
We're
a
traveling to the garage, so I'm stumbling all over.
piece of pie.
Ah, and we're back. Final fit.
This should be the last time. Yes, sir. And if it's not, it's gonna be. And I think you were right about that spring loadedness because there wasn't any pressure against it this time.
Oh, there wasn't?
Nope. But like I said before though, even then I wouldn't have been brave enough to cut that rod down
No.
that far.
No. Maybe about the 5th time.
Well, by then I would have gave up and been looking for another solution.
You grab your glasses there, son.
Oh yeah, my glasses. You gotta look cool.
Oh, yeah, always.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is hydraulic brake booster.
101.
How to do it a lot of times in a row with no instructions until you figure it out. That's hot rodding, guys. Don't be discouraged if it doesn't work perfect the first time. Something else I've noticed lately is if you buy new parts and whatever you're fixing still don't work, check that new part, because it's probably not working. That's just the downfall of, I don't know, society, I guess. Some things just aren't as good as they used to be if you buy aftermarket parts. All in all, I'm totally happy with this. They could have done something different with some of these angles here where all the hoses could have been on one side. I would have liked that better. If these two hoses were coming up and reaching over here, if they just had a 90 here, I could have aimed this 90 in the other direction. But I'll make a couple of brackets to hold these hoses up off of the fender, and it'll also support them a little better. And I'm happy with it. The booster itself, as far as functioning goes, the brakes are great. It's amazing. So seat over here. On what side?
They definitely need a mirror over there.
Don't have one.
Yeah, that
Pontiacs didn't come with a mirror over there unless you special ordered it. Here's my seat. Oh, the police will never even know I'm in here.
stowaway.
That just makes you smile, doesn't it?
Yeah. It ain't timid, that's for sure.
How's the brakes feel? Oh my God.
They
Definitely can't hit them too hard, huh?
no. But it's actually got a cushion.
Yeah, instead of being real hard.
It's nice if the cabin has got zip.
It's got the power, yeah. It has that.
Here, you want to drive it back? Check your brakes out.
Sure. You gotta be careful. That seat's pretty low over here. Yeah, don't sit on that stud that's sticking up.
No, I've been
or
looking.
do. It might hold you in place better.
Anchor me down.
Now, if you scoot back further, you can use that as kind of a backrest right there.
My back don't go that far.
Yeah, but you're gonna roll over when I take off fast.
Okay, I gotta flip. There you go.
There you go.
This is what it's like to be smuggled.
That's how you set your GTO up for the drive-in movie. You gotta have one spot to lay down in, you know. Oh, that's so much better. So much better. Boy, they're still pretty touchy, huh?
Yeah,
But there's a little bit of...
but you got that cushion in there and stuff.
vacuum, there's a natural cushion from all the air, you know, using air pressure,
Diaphragm.
and the
Yeah.
diaphragm and all of that. Well, this is hydraulic. You can't compress a liquid, so when you really hit them hard, there's no give at all. It really stops hard. And I got decent four-wheel disc brakes, so the stopping power of this car is pretty impressive to me, who's used to driving old junk. Good oil pressure, good temperatures. It's got way too much power. It's perfect. All right, Dad. Once the interior's done and we get a pinstripe on this, then we gotta pick up another project.
Okay. 50 studio we got.
Oh yeah, that's right. We already got 5 more. That'll do it for Junk Bucket Garage. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe and tell your grandmother about us. And we'll see you next time.